I know. I can hear what you are thinking. You are thinking, I have already provided my own birth certificate. I have provided my father's birth certificate. I have provided my parents' marriage certificate. And now you are telling me I also need my grandparents' marriage certificate? Yes, in certain circumstances. And this is one of the moments in the Aliyah document process where I ask you to take a breath, pour yourself something warm, and let me explain why. The grandparents' marriage certificate is required specifically when you are making Aliyah under the grandchild clause of the 1970 amendment. That is, when your eligibility is based on having a Jewish grandparent rather than a Jewish parent. In that situation, the Jewish agency needs the documentary chain that connects you to that grandparent. Your birth certificate establishes your parents. Your parents' birth certificate establishes the grandparent, and the grandparent's marriage certificate confirms the family unit at the top of the chain. It may also be requested in cases where the paternal Jewish lineage is being established through the father's Jewish mother. That is, when your father's Jewish status is itself being established through his mother, your paternal grandmother, and the case manager needs documentary confirmation of the family structure at that level. In practice, many people making Aliyah under the grandchild clause have grandparents who were born in the early to mid-20th century, often in Eastern Europe, and the marriage certificate may be from a country that no longer exists in its original form, or from a community whose records were destroyed during the Second World War, or from a religious rather than civil ceremony whose records are not held by a national archive. This is, I want to say plainly, one of the most emotionally significant parts of the Aliyah document process. Searching for these records means confronting family history, often history that was not spoken of, that was lost, or that carries the weight of everything that happened to European Jewry in the 20th century. I have spoken with people who, in the course of gathering these documents, discovered facts about their family's past that they had never known: where their grandparents were born, how they survived, what they left behind. The bureaucratic requirement and the emotional journey are, in these cases, inseparable. On the practical side, resources that may help. JRI Poland at jripoland.org holds index records of Jewish births, marriages, and deaths from thousands of Polish Jewish communities. Family Search at familysearch.org has digitized extraordinary volumes of Eastern European civil and religious records. The Central Archives for the History of the Jewish People in Jerusalem holds documents from Jewish communities worldwide. Yad Vashem has digitized many records relating to Holocaust victims and survivors. The Arolsen Archives in Germany hold records of victims and survivors of Nazi persecution. For Soviet-era records, a number of specialist organizations and genealogists work specifically with records from the FSU. If you genuinely cannot obtain your grandparents' marriage certificate, document every step you took to find it and present this documentation alongside whatever alternative evidence you can assemble. Other documents that establish the family connection, family photographs with identifying information, community records, letters. The Jewish agency does not expect the impossible. What they expect is the honest and thorough effort. Give them that.